Hi, I'm Feb, and today I'm doing a different kind of video. I'm doing a sit-down video. Every once in a while I do one of these where I just sit down and talk because I can. I have a lot of thoughts in my brain, and this is one that I'm going to do, and you can stare at the random junk behind me. A lot of times when I do sit-down videos, I attempt to have something behind me. Usually it's my dolls, but the place that I usually sit in front of is still quite messy because I took photos of all my dolls and I never put them back up. Anyways, so here is a doll. I have other Harry Potter dolls that are supposed to be up here, but again, I took them down. They're actually in a box over there. But I do have some like pop figure. Oh, second Harry Potter doll. We got Harry Potter and Ron. Anyways, so you can stare at the random stuff. Also like a little baby over here. The random stuff behind me as I talk. And throughout the video or at the end, you can let me know your thoughts and your opinions. But basically, what is this video about? You haven't even said by the title of the video. You might be able to tell. It is, if I were MGA, what would I do differently? Like, if I was the company was I. Not like a worker, like if I was MGA, what I do differently. So obviously this is going to be heavily biased. I'm only talking about toys. Dolls, I should say. I don't know if MGA makes other stuff, but I'm only going to be talking about the dolls. And it's going to be heavily biased because I myself collect, so I'm going to be biased towards things that I want to personally see. But I'm going to be talking about dolls and if I were MGA, what I would do to make money. Obviously for me, not only is it heavily biased based on stuff that I personally want to see, but also not only is it going to be heavily biased based on stuff that I personally want to see, obviously I'm going to be trying to use my brain and think about like what I think successful, and talk about what I, like using my knowledge of what is, because I want to, in my head, I am MGA and I want to make the most money that I can possibly make. So I'm going to be talking about that. But also I think it's a lot easier to say things and be like, this is what I do when I'm not spending any money. So like keep that in mind. Like they'd have to spend a lot of money to do half the things that I even want. And I'm sure that they wouldn't want to do that, but we're not thinking like that. We're thinking like, what would I put my money and effort into? Sorry, I'm holding lip gloss because I started coughing and then my lips were chapped. It's not lip gloss, it's, I guess, lipstick. Jesus. I thought it smelled, but I don't think it does. Okay. It's the oh my god. I have dropped a million things today. I'm so grateful that I guess I got loose fingers now and not. I was like at a antique place. Imagine if I touched stuff and just like dropped and bumped into stuff. But I have literally, you'll see because I'm wearing the same shirt in these videos that I'm doing, I have dropped so many things. If you go to my one, I don't know when I'll post it, but I did the Totally Tinies foods. I dropped so many things. I was like, oh my god. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's begin. Let's talk about what I would do, how I would make the money, how I would become more of a billionaire, because I feel like MGA's gotta have a lot of money. Okay, they're a doll company, they sell dolls all the time. Anyways, how would I make more money? And then again, at the end or throughout the video, halfway through, I don't care when, tell me what you would do, because yeah. And I know that MGA is kind of not the greatest company right now with who they support and what they do. And I haven't really looked to see what they fall under for like DEIs and stuff. You'd think that they'd be a little bit better of a company, but I don't think so, knowing where they fall against wars and stuff. But you know, so I hate to be out here like providing them money, but what's the likely chance that they'll see this video? Anyways, okay, I feel like we have to talk about the main doll line. I would say that MGA currently is putting in most of their money and effort into right now, and discuss that. Also, I should preference this, I'm not coming up with any new doll lines. I'm not going to give them that for free. I'm going off of pre-existing doll lines that they have. I'm not giving them ideas. I'm saying like this is what I would do to move forward with their stuff that they already have. Obviously I would love for them to start making new stuff and a brand new doll line, but I'm not gonna give that, I'm not gonna create one for them. They gotta do that themselves. So pre-existing stuff. So starting with Bratz, we have to talk about it. I would bring the Mean Girls to stores, okay? I know that this would probably create like a really negative thing, I think, for them, okay? But they've already lost it, okay? So Mean Girls, you haven't seen, basically you had to order them, you only got like 2 minutes and they were already gone. But they have bots issues and they all act like they are like, oh, we're trying to fix our bot issues, but like the simple fix would be two things: put them in stores so that anyone can get it, or number two, and I know that this wouldn't make it a limited release anymore, but I think that they just need to get rid of the limit. I don't like limited releases. I don't purchase stuff when they're limited releases. It makes me anxious, wanting to buy it, and I've talked about it before, but I don't purchase stuff, so I think that they should get rid of limited releases. I think that they should do you have 24 hours to purchase this doll, and whoever decides that they want it, you can buy 100 if you freaking want. Whoever puts in that they want it gets it if you're in within that 24 hours, and then they'll make it whether or not they already made it or you have to wait a year. I'm completely fine with that kind of stuff. Like Mattel will be like, order this doll and then you'll get it in like a year. Made to order, that's what it's called, made to order. I would much prefer them to do that, and I would even pay the $75. I think that would be easier because there's a lot of dolls like Monster High, when they do their releases, even the Bratz ones, I was like, I'd be interested in purchasing them, but I was like, I'm not going to do that to myself. And then after seeing how Caddy went, I really wanted the twins, and I was like, maybe I'll try the twins, Jesus, the 2-pack, and I was like, maybe I'll try. And then after seeing Caddy and Regina, I was like, there's no way in heck I would do that to myself, which people actually did get the 2-pack and like a little bit better, but for me personally, I would. You're like, what does this have to do? I would just re-release them. I understand it gets rid of the exclusivity, which is probably why a lot of people bought it. I hate to say that and I hate to be mean, but I feel like oftentimes when there's like exclusive stuff, people don't buy it because they want it. They buy it because it's exclusive, and in the future they could sell it, and then they get mad at scalpers. Did I say that? Yes, I did. So I would, number one, I'd get rid of the exclusive stuff. I understand with MGA, like, they had the Kylie Jenner doll not sell well, and so they might be having, like, panic with that, so that's why they're doing this, but just make a made-to-order, okay? So just release the Mean Girls again, whether you get rid of do something so that other people can have the original be exclusive. Get rid of the cool box where like they're in the burn book box. I don't know, do something different. Maybe even not do a second outfit. You could sell the second one as a fashion pack so they feel extra special. I don't know, but I would re-release them and I would make it so everyone can get it, because I think still with doing like a made to order, like you have 24 hours to purchase this doll and then it's closed and you can't get it. I think that'll like continue to get people to be like, oh, some sort of like exclusivity, and it'll still make people buy it, because like a lot of times I won't purchase a doll until it goes on clearance, but if you only have so long to order it, then I feel like I have to order it then, and I'll buy it. And I feel like that will work for other people. That way there's not going to be a whole bunch of Kylie Jenner dolls selling for literal $5, which I feel like is what MGA is kind of trying to avoid and doing their best at avoiding, which is why they might be creating these celebrity dolls or movie dolls, and making them like exclusive and limited edition so that they don't have them sitting in a warehouse clearancing out and not making any sort of profit off of them. So I think personally they should do that. I think they should do that. I think that'll help with scalpers. I feel like a lot of people have suggested that, but I much prefer made to order. I would be willing to wait the full frickin' year because it's being made as I wait, because I think that would help. And I think also they already made money off of the Mean Girls dolls. If they just re-release them for that same price point, whether it's somewhat different to make the originals feel special, I think they could make a lot of money, and I think that is a better option. I know with Caddy, a lot of people are like, this is the last one I need to complete my thing. I didn't get any. I would buy all 4 of them. If they did it that way, I would drop the money now if they did it. Not even, you know how like they like did like 1 month and they waited, I guess it was probably like every 2 weeks or something. I would drop the money now to get the dolls. So I think they should re-release the Mean Girls dolls and do it not stupidly. Don't do a freaking way that scalpers can get it, I think then people would purchase them and that would make money, because I feel like a lot of people still didn't get quite a few of the dolls. Okay, I know some people bought from scalpers, but then that would also be like ha 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 to the people who bought from scalpers. If you just wait and be patient. Sorry, I know people are like attacking people who are buying from scalpers, but I think like if you're paying a lot of money, you deserve to be attacked. And then bragging about it. I feel like I keep seeing like all these people because I'm talking about the Mean Girls, I have to talk about it. I saw this thing and it was like, it's just a piece of plastic, you'll get over it. And I'm like, I don't think you collect dolls. Yes, it's a piece of plastic, but like those same people that are saying that, I've seen literally post things about paying $700 for a Bratz doll, and I'm like, it's just a piece of plastic. Or they sell stuff for that kind of price. You're not gonna get that much because it's just a piece of plastic. Okay, anyways, so obviously I would do the Mean Girls. I would re-release them because I think that they could still make a profit off of them. I would do that with any other collab that they did. I would collab with somebody more popular. I understand that Kylie Jenner is Kylie Jenner, but I think they kind of like went past the Kardashian phase almost. Like they did it too late. If they had done a different one, I know Kylie, I feel like she has some sort of connection with dolls. I feel like she likes dolls or something. I swear, but maybe I'm making that up. I think they could literally do so many other celebrities. I said they should do a Sabrina Carpenter Bratz doll, but I just want a Sabrina Carpenter, and if they do a release like that, like a limited, bots are gonna get it, I'm not going for it. But if they released and did a which I don't know why any company doesn't do just a made to order, which I know it's like not exclusive because somebody could get like 100, and then if you wanted only 1,000, you know, I don't like when they do limits and there's only 1,000 available, there's only 200 of these dolls. I don't like that because bots still get more than one or more than two. I don't like limited dolls. They scare me. Then I can't, like, if I touch it and it breaks, I'm sad. So I think they should continue to do the celebrity ones because I do really like them. I think they're cool. I like that they did a celebrity that I hadn't heard of. Carol G. Couldn't think of her name for a second. I thought that was fun, and people were really excited about that one who do know who she is. I thought she was a beautiful doll. I didn't go for her again because she's limited. I don't like limited dolls, and I'm just gonna continue to say it throughout this. So that's what I would do for Bratz. I also think I would continue, we haven't really seen any reproduction ones. I would take ones that people are paying $800 for, and I would re-release those ones. So some of the team sports ones, those are the ones that I've been seeing a lot. Some of the ones that are just going for a lot, I would reproduce them. I understand they haven't been doing reproductions lately, which is devastating because there's some that I really want them to make and they just haven't done it. I really wanted the Pixie dolls. I'm still like fingers crossed that they remake the Pixies. I would remake just for my own little excitement. I'm sure nobody wants to see it. I would remake the Pixies the actual way, and then I would make them with the better faces, the just original Bratz faces. I don't like that they use the weird ones, but I would reproduce them how they originally are, and then I would reproduce them with those faces, and then in the ones with the new faces, I would make them more accurate to the movie because I was always really devastated that the dolls didn't look like they did in the movie because growing up, I didn't have Bratz dolls, but I loved the Bratz movies, and I loved how they looked in the movies. When I saw the dolls, I was like, that does not look like, they're not black, they're not dark color themed, and that's what I really liked about the movie, is that they were like dark pixies. And then if you're like, why would you do that? Like, you're making the same doll, because then people would feel obligated. If they wanted the ones with the new faces, they'd have to buy the original Pixies if they didn't have the outfits. If they didn't have the original Pixies, they'd have to buy those ones if they wanted them to look like the original dolls but with the new faces. They'd have to buy both dolls. So a little bit of meanness, because I would want the original Pixies just for funsies, and then I would want them with the nice Bratz faces and the new looking outfit to be more accurate towards the movie. And I think people would want the original dolls to be with their more accurate faces to the movies, but maybe not the outfits. Do you know what I mean? Like, people would feel obligated to purchase both dolls, and that's obviously what MJ is trying to do, is trying to make more money. Okay, so we've moved on. I would continue with Bratz, oh my god, Always Bratz, is that what they're called? I really like them. I think they're really fun, and I do really like the more modern looking dolls, with them, no, the more modern looking fashion. I have heard people talk about, they were disappointed when Bratz was originally coming out, so they're like, that doesn't look like early 2000s, and somebody had pointed out that I had saw that Bratz oftentimes goes with the flow, or maybe they were talking about like the 2010s era, 2015 era. I feel like that's what they were talking about. Bratz goes with like the flow of the fashion. Bratz wasn't a 2000s doll. They were 2000s because they were in that era. So when they went to 2010s, they switched over to the 2010s fashion. And when they were 2015, as much as people hate them, they were really showing the fashion of the time. And as I had grown up in the 2015s, wearing a lot of those outfits, the little selfie shirts, I was like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't wearing heels with hamburgers, but I was wearing like selfie shirts and stuff like that. So I really like that they do Always Bratz with more of like today's fashion. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the dolls to make sure that I'm correct with that, but I think they have a little bit more modern fashion. Am I wearing the clothing that they're wearing? No, but do I see people that wear that fashion? Yes. Okay. Next, moving on from Bratz, because we've already probably made our money off of Bratz, I would bring back OMG dolls, because I'm hitting my own personal collection. I love OMG dolls. I was going to like show you over to there, but I can't because I moved them all. They're down stairs, so I can't show you them, but I would bring back OMGs, and I would call them a different name. So if you don't know, MGA got sued for the dolls OMG, and I'm curious to know what exactly they're like legal. I never looked at it. It's like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like putting them more in the hole with like their legal battles, but I would somehow find a way to bring back OMG. If I had to change the name, I would call it Oh My God instead of OMG, or come up with a different name. I don't know, but just re-release the dolls, because the thing that irritated me about that lawsuit is that they ripped off so many other celebrities, and it was a group that I had never heard of that did it, which maybe other people had, but like I was like, they ripped off so many other celebrities. Britney Spears was one of the ones that they had ripped off. I was gonna say Billie Eilish, but I wouldn't say that. Ariana Grande. I even think the one Tweens that they did, Taylor Swift, yeah. And it was a band that's like, we did green and purple hair, and it was like, you guys had dolls that did green and purple hair, and I was like, Barbie's done green and purple hair. I understand they have the same name, but like, I was like, really? Okay. Anyways, I like OMG. I would bring them back. I would find a way, because I feel like a lot of people liked them more than the Tweens. I would also bring back the Fierce. I understand that Fierce was not successful. I think OMG was successful. I know that Fierce was not. I know that they were lacking on some of it. I got one of them pretty clearanced out. They were also pretty expensive in my opinion. I'm not saying that I would bring that back. Oh my god, bring back the whole line. I think that the one, what is her name? The Cleopatra one. Is that her name, Cleopatra? She is at Ollie's for like $20, and I was like, I already have one. Maybe I'll buy like 7 more because that's a good price. So like, I know that they were not great and they didn't do well. I would bring back the Fierce line to make the $2 that they announced that people were excited for. When they released that they were not going to do Candylicious and Kitty K, I remember people being pretty upset. I would bring back the Fierce line just to do those $2 to see if they could be successful, and then if they were, maybe continue the line with really good outfits like that. But if they weren't successful, but I just know so many people are like really disappointed, so I would at least make one of those dolls. Whether not making both, when they're like, you're like, I don't want to take the risk of like producing all those dolls. I even think in that kind of case of doing the OMG Fierce dolls, you could do the made to order. You have so long to order it, and if you don't order it, we're doing a made to order. So if only 10 people order it, they only make 10 dolls. You know what I mean? Like, I think in that case of being like more on the cautious side, doing it that way, then you're not going to have them sitting in a warehouse. I think that would even be okay. Okay, moving on from OMG, I would continue the Tweens line, but not in the way that they're going. I feel like they're going much younger. I did hear rumors that MJ got the Sanrio license. I heard it's Bratz. I thought they were going to do OMG. I thought OMG was going to get it, but apparently I think Bratz is getting the Sanrio. I saw rumors of Sasha, maybe? a Sasha doll, but good for them. Keep getting those licenses. Mattel had originally Sanrio, and I actually really like those dolls, but maybe MGA can do like a little bit better. I don't know. Anyways, next. Nananas not really doing great now, so skipping them. I feel like I feel like that was their targeting a little bit younger of a demographic. Let's Go Rainbow High, because that's pre-existing, that exists. I would do two things. I would kind of do the Monster High route with Rainbow High. I would make more collector-esque themed dolls with the original Rainbow High bodies, and then I would continue the kids demographic, because I do think that the kids ones are really cute, the ones that are like younger demographic, and I do think like they can make them for kids, as dolls are made for kids. But I think that they kind of bit themselves in the butt when they stopped with the articulation, because that's what a lot of collectors wanted, and maybe collectors are not the biggest demographic as they thought, because like I remember when Rainbow High started doing more articulation, or what did they do? They had like, I feel like the knee joint wasn't great, and so people were like, we don't like this, and then they like fixed it, and then they had really shiny faces. They were like, we don't like this, and they fixed it, and people were like, they're listening to collectors. Well, now they're not, because they're making, so I'm curious to know actually how much money collectors make, and why MGA decided not to listen to them anymore, but that's okay. It's okay. But I would make more dolls targeting collectors, for Rainbow High, using the original adult bodies and maybe even pricing it higher. I hate to be like me and be like, that's what Monster High does. And then so you're kind of appeasing, because I feel like a lot of people have really pulled away from Rainbow High because they're really not producing any more dolls. I am not disappointed with the dolls that they keep producing. They just did like a crystal one, was it? Like a crystal making one, and I loved the Skylar. I liked the other dolls in it, but like the Skylar one was, I was like, I think I need to buy her today. And I don't always get that when I see a doll. I'm like, I can wait. I'll wait till she's on sale. But like that one, I was like, oh my god, I think I need her. And even like, though she's not gonna have half the articulation, I was still excited. And I really liked her. So I don't hate the ones that are coming out, but I would definitely go the route of more appeasing collectors with something, and then the other ones. I'm curious to see if people would actually be interested in something like that. And I'm not saying like mark up the price to like $75 for collector dolls. I'm saying maybe like the original, I think though, maybe they are like $25, $30. Collectors would have to be a little bit more, because more articulation. But I guess if you got rid of like the toy gimmick, is that like getting rid of some of the money? I don't know. But I do think that Rainbow High kind of bit themselves in the butt for like changing, because a lot of collectors like, I don't want the dolls anymore, which that's not really like people selling their collection, it's not really affecting MGA, but like them not buying the dolls anymore. I really don't see people talk about Rainbow High anymore, and when I saw the crystal ones, I was like, why is nobody talking about these? I understand there's not much articulation anymore. I mean, there's still a decent amount, but like they don't have wrists and stuff, and I don't have any issues with them targeting children. There's some like budget line dolls from Ever After High that like are absolutely my favorites. I like purposely went out for the Apple White Mirror Beach doll, but she actually has articulation, so I shouldn't really talk too much about that. We're now kind of pulling away, because I feel like all the other doll lines that are out that they're working with, I really don't hear anything about Nananas. Like Nanana doesn't count. But Yummyland, they're kind of like going the route, and I feel like they're doing pretty good. I really like the lip gloss dolls. They're hitting the different themes with like the Valentine's dolls. They did Sweethearts, the Easter ones they did the Peeps, so I really don't have anything to say with those. I'm not a big fan of the bigger ones. I kind of wish that they made fashion dolls of Yummyland, but I understand, I don't know what they'd look like, so I shouldn't really say that. But I guess the bigger ones are supposed to be fashion dolls. I just think they remind me more of like baby dolls. And then LOL, I feel like LOL is always doing really well, so like I don't have anything else to say there. So we're moving into, I think, the best decisions that MGA could do, which is reproductions of other dolls. I really do not see MGA currently doing anything fantasy other than like bigger head dolls. Like OMG has big heads, if you would even consider that. I think they should bring back fantasy dolls, because I really like their fantasy dolls. I know that they said that they'd never do fairy tales again. They had the, I don't even know what they're called. I want to say like whatever after. There were Shrek dolls. They should honestly, because there's a new Shrek movie, they should bring them back. But they said that they'd never do it. But that's okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Fantasy dolls. They had Bratzilla's, they had Novi Stars, and even though Novi Stars aren't like the most insane in prices, they're still a decent price. And one of the things that I always think in my brain is that like doll lines are not getting money when people are selling dolls for like $100. They're not getting that money. Obviously you purchased it when they first got it if it was like $30, but they're not making it. So I think any sort of doll line that's going for like a lot now could benefit off of doing reproductions, okay? Because maybe like somebody wants the original doll, but like I, who collect stuff, if when they make reproductions, like I don't care if it's the original, I just want it to look like the doll, and that it like is exciting in my collection. The original Barbie, I don't want an original Barbie because I don't want to pay that much, and I just want it to look like the doll. So I bought the, no, I'm still trying to buy the one doll who looks like the doll. I cannot think of what it is. The 1959, whatever that doll is. The swimsuit one. There we go. Still waiting to buy her. But there's a reproduction of her, and I will eventually get her one day. I feel like she's pretty common to come by. But anyways, Novi Stars. I think they should bring back Novi Stars. So I'm going to give 2 ways that they can bring it back. I think that they should release 6 dolls or 4. They could release 4 if they wanted to, or 6. Okay. Nonetheless, cut in half. So if you only release 4, they could do 2 and 2, or they could do 3 and 3. Okay, I think they should release reproductions of the dolls, and I was thinking that if it was 2 and 2, 4 dolls that they release, they could do a reproduction of a very common doll. And I'm thinking like ones that are pretty easy to come across, like Ali Lectra, Miss Universe, no, not Miss Universe, is that her name? Universe, is that her name? Universe, maybe? The very common ones. There's also the one with like purple curls and a dome over her head. Those are very common ones. I'm just trying to think. And then the more expensive ones like Vera Tabre, the ones that have like weird body parts. I can't think. They got like fun, crazy stuff in their hair. I don't know. Ones that are harder to find. The Miss Cyclops, maybe is that her name? Cyclops. I'm really trying to think, but I cannot think of any of their names right now. I can think of who they are. I can see them in my head, but I can't think of them. But anyways, I would do that because I think it would be fun to release at least one of a really common one, but then also one that's really hard to come across. Or they could just do 2 that are really hard to come across. That's why I was saying if they did 6 dolls that they released, they could do 1 really common one. So like the one that I can think of, I have Ali Lectra. I would get a second one of her because she's cool. And then 2 kind of hard ones to come across. And then I would release 3 non-reproductions. 3 brand new dolls that they create designs for, or 2 brand new dolls. They could do 5, by the way. They could do 3 of the reproductions and then 2 of the, or 2 reproductions and 3 brand new ones. Like they could do any combination, but usually an even number is fun. But then they do brand new designs. They come up with brand new stuff, kind of like what they did with Bratz, except instead of just bringing back reproductions and then slowly creating new ones, I think that they should do both at the same time. Be like, here's some old ones if you haven't gotten them, but also here's new ones. We really don't see MGA right now doing the new stuff and the non-human-esque. We see a lot of modern fashion, but I do think that they can do like fantasy really well, and I really liked Novi Stars, and I think right now there's a huge like they want the old stuff back, nostalgia, and I think bringing back Novi Stars could do them nice, and especially if they do dolls that are hard to come across, that are more expensive, that would appease a lot of people, as I don't personally need the original dolls. I just want the new ones. I would want the new ones, I should say. I don't want a old one that's like a lot of money. I would buy a brand new one in box though. I do know the Novi Stars, I feel like we're quite expensive originally. Like, I was gonna say 30, but I feel like they're like 50, but I don't know. I don't pay attention. But I do think that they could bring these dolls back, and I think that they could do pretty well. The other thing that I was thinking they could bring back, because I was thinking like other lines that they have worked on, which would be like V and Va, My Babysitter line, then there's the Best Friends Forever, and then there's BFF Inc. No, BF Inc. BFF Best Friends Club Inc. I don't know. There's like they've done other dolls. I'm thinking like what else is successful. I really wish that they'd bring back Project MC Squared, but I understand they probably wouldn't. The only other one that I could really think of would be like Moxie's. If they already have brats, they could bring back Moxie Girls, because they've been really targeting more children with kind of child, making Rainbow High a little bit more child-esque, and then focusing on the tweens rather than the OMG. And I'm sure that that's more because of being sued, but they did that. And then they also have Yummy Land, which I feel like targets a little bit more of the younger demographics. They could bring back Moxie Girls. Moxie Girls was pretty successful from what I've seen with the doll lines that they've released, and I know Moxie Girls gets a lot of hate, but a lot of their original Moxie Girl designs were very close to some of the 2014 Bratz dolls. I feel like they had very similar designs. So I think that Moxie Girls could continue to take maybe a younger demographic look, but still be really, I don't know, modern and really cute. I do really like Moxie Girls. The other thing that I would do just for my own personal preference, I don't think that they would be successful, but bring back Moxie Teens. That's why I kind of brought up Moxie Girls, okay? Moxie Teens, because I think they're really pretty, and I think maybe taking a more modern take on those dolls, because I feel like the Moxie Teens are really like 2010s era, but I would bring them back. And I would do, because again, you're taking a bit of a risk with that doll. I would, number one, first start posting things about it on the MGA website, or like social medias, saying like, would you like to see them come back? I would market. I took one class of marketing, so obviously I know so much about it, but I would like post that, and then I would do a made to order. I would do a here, anybody who's interested, just because I don't know how well they'd be perceived. So do like release one doll, do a made to order on it, and then release it to whoever ordered it, just because I wouldn't know how successful it would be, and I wouldn't want to waste money and like have it sitting in a warehouse clearancing out. I know Moxie Teens were quite expensive when they originally came out. I do not think that they were like $30. I think they were more than that, but again, I wasn't buying Moxie Teens when they were coming out, so I don't know. But I would definitely not want to waste my money on that, so I would do a made to order with those. But I want to know what they would look like more modern, and I think they have really pretty faces, so I really want Moxie Teens. So again, my own like personal like little toss in there, and that's what I would do. I think that I could make some money with MGA. I feel like they really don't focus on some of the dolls that people really want, especially because they have been doing some of the reproductions and bringing back old lines. Like Yummy Land, obviously they did something new, but I think they could do that with Novi, where they do reproductions, but then also bring back the original, do reproductions and then make some new ones, make them different, to target, you know, a different audience, a new audience. That's my thoughts. That's how I would change up MJ. Again, I said I took a single marketing class, so I'm obviously qualified to be telling you what I would do differently. But also MJ is a terrible company. And I really, as much as people are like, they care about people, they care about money, and they care about one thing. So I really took that into consideration when coming up with these, focusing on what I personally think that people want to see. I like that they brought back at least Caddy once, but obviously more collectors did not get it, and more scalpers got it. So I really tried to go with things that I thought could be successful and not fully focus on myself, but obviously with saying like OMG, bring them back, that was more targeting myself. Same for OMG and same for the Moxie Teens. Kind of targeting myself, but I did as best I could. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you would change, what you would bring back, what you would not bring back. How would you, if you were MGA, if you were just the whole company, just you, what would you do differently? What would you change? What would you bring back? Let me know. Yeah, I'm Maxwell. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.